everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mehrab and I am bringing you this JUVIA'S first impressions and eye tutorial. Going into it, I had no idea what kind of look I was going for, but I opted for this kind of teal, warm tone, fall inspired smoky eye. Although you don't have to do lashes and liner, you can just add your own spin to it. You don't need as many colors as I used in this tutorial. But if you're interested to see how I got this look and my thoughts and first impressions on the palette, please keep on watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mehrab and today I'll be bringing you another eye tutorial, and as always I have my brows and base done off camera. I have primed my eyelids with Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Neutralizer, and I set it with just a few powders that are similar to my skin tone or lighter. I'm so excited to do this tutorial today just because I'm using a palette that I've never used before, and that is the JUVIA'S palette, the Saharan palette to be exact. Oh my god. I'm not sure what kind of look I'll be doing today. However, I'm feeling very inspired by the teal in this palette, so I'm going to try to do that, but we'll just go with it and see what comes of it. First, we're going to go ahead with my well-loved Kylie Royal Peach palette brush, the brush that comes with that palette, and I'm going to go ahead and dip into Jamila in the shade, which is this very browny orange terracotta shade, and we're just going to go ahead and put that into the crease. Using very soft circular motions, I'm barely pressing onto the lid. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of winging it out at the V. This is just something I like to do with my eyeshadow. It gives like a lifted appearance to the eye. Now, don't worry about this going onto your lids because we'll be just covering that up. Using the Morphe M441 brush, we're just going to go ahead and dip into the nudie peach shade in the palette, Cat Senna. And we're going to go ahead and blend out the edges of this eyeshadow. Like so. Oh, this is a really pretty shade. Now I just like to go in circular motions very softly in order to blend out that eyeshadow. Next, using the Morphe M433 brush, I'm going to go ahead and dip into the shade Bororo? Yeah, that sounds right. It is this shimmery red shade. Now, I often don't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and apply this into the crease and see how that turns out. That's actually quite pretty. Now, if you have a lot of wrinkles on your eyes, I don't recommend doing a shimmery shade in the crease just because it's going to add age to your eyes. But if you really don't care, then just go ahead. And as you can see, this shade adds a lot of depth to this look. If you don't want to use a shimmery red shade, you can always dip into the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia, or one of the red shades from ColourPop. Just any red shade will do. I'll be honest with you, I'm genuinely surprised at how easily that shimmery red shade blended out into the crease. As you can see, it looks so beautiful. Now, using a Sigma E55 eye shading brush, we're going to go ahead and apply that teal shade to the lid. Oh wow. My brush is not damp. And for those of you wondering, I film in natural lighting, so there's like a big window in front of me. And what I like to do is kind of drag the shadow down. And I like to apply it lower than where I would want the shadow to go. So therefore, when I do drag it down and I bring it up a tiny bit, it kind of melts into the crease, if that makes sense. Now in order to add a little bit more dimension to this eye look, I'm going to dip into Iman, which is this opalescent, silvery, bluish duochrome kind of shade, with a brush that comes with the Urban Decay Naked One palette. Now I did not pack the brush with the Iman shade, I just put a tiny bit on it, like so, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply it slightly to the center. In a packing motion. Next, using a Morphe E36 brush, which is a small pointed pencil brush, I'm going to go ahead and dip into the shade Iman once more and apply that to my inner corner. Now as you can see, I've built up that Iman shade in the inner corner, and that's because I wanted to go in with Wadabi? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing these. It is a greenish gold, very foiled looking shadow, and I'm going to just pack that on top of that Iman shade. Now I'm going to go off camera and apply some liquid liner, and then I'll be right back. Now as you can see, this is the look with the liner done. It definitely grounds the look. As opposed to looking crazy with all the colors, you have that black to kind of ground it and make it look more quote-unquote normal. I have gone in and applied my foundation and concealer and powder off camera so that I can go ahead and show you the lower lash line before going in with my lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that Kia shade, that teal shade that we applied to the lid before, and I'm going to go ahead and add that with a very stiff shading brush to the lower lash line. And as you can see, there's very little to no fallout, but that may just be because I'm using a patting motion instead of a swiping motion. Now dipping into that orangey brown shade, Jamila, with the Royal Peach palette brush, I'm going to go ahead and soften out the teal shade on the lower lash line. Now since you're using a fat, fluffy blending brush, this is going to look very heavy on the under eye. So if you don't want that kind of look, you can go in with a smaller blending brush. Now remember, looks like this is all about creating balance. Therefore, if you are deciding that you want a more naked lower lash line, I would suggest not taking the orangey shade on the upper part of your eye as far up. Now once you've blended out the lower lash line and you've got the look that you've been wanting, you can go ahead and add your lashes and lower lash line mascara. Also, in order to add a touch of uniqueness to this look, I'm going to go ahead with ColourPop's Get Paid eyeliner, and I'm going to add that to the lower waterline. So that is the completed look. Alright, so my overall opinion on this Juvia's Place palette is that it is 10 out of 10. I highly recommend picking it up if you're interested in playing with warm tone shadows with intense pigmentation. I was able to use 6 out of the 12 shades, and each one of them blended like a dream and had amazing color payoff. And as you can see, the shimmers blended into the shimmers so beautifully, and they kept their own shade. Like, they didn't muddy together. They each have their individual kind of pigment to them, which I highly love, and they work so well together. If you would like to see me do more looks with this palette, let me know and I'll use the other 6 shades that I did not use today to come up with something different. Maybe like a cut crease or a halo eye or a half cut crease. Just let me know what you're interested in. I can even do like a bold liner look using the palette. So if you enjoyed this tutorial / first impressions of the Juvia's Place Saharan palette, please go ahead, subscribe, comment, and like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching!